I hope you are very well. I'm Ms. Lala with Concepto Breaking News. In recent days, the new variant of monkeypox has been reported. According to the World Health Organization, the virus is transmitted in animals or people. It causes symptoms of the common smallpox, but at least this variant is less serious. Although smallpox was eradicated in 1980, this variant is present in countries of Central and Western Africa. To date, there have been cases in the United Kingdom, Spain, Portugal, and the United States. Everything indicates that the transmission was through the sexual relations between men, according to the official sources. As the day goes by, we will have more information about this virus, and especially its cure. U.S. President Joe Biden signed a law to speed up the sending of military aid to Ukraine to counter the Russian invasion. In addition, the U.S. suspends tariffs on Ukrainian steel for 1 year. President Joe Biden expedited weapon shipments to Ukraine based on a World War II law to help America's allies defeat Nazi Germany. He signed the order at the White House and indicated that his country supports the Ukrainians in the defense of their territory and their democracy in the face of Putin's brutal war. The rule signed by Biden, which facilitates the flow of military equipment, is based on a World War II program to help Europe resist Hitler. The White House said, acknowledging the billions of dollars spent by the United States, Biden said, giving in to aggression is even more costly. In addition, the United States will suspend tariffs on steel from Ukraine for a year to try to help the industry in the face of the harsh attacks by Russian forces, reported this same day the Department of Commerce. The tariffs of 25% on Ukrainian steel imports had been put into practice in 2018 by the U.S. President Donald Trump, with the aim of protecting the U.S. industry. For steelmakers to remain a lifeline to the people of Ukraine, they must be able to continue exporting steel, Commerce Secretary Gina Raimondo said in a statement. Raimondo also stressed that the Ukraine steel factories are among the main targets of bombing by Russian forces. According to data from the Department of Commerce, the steel industry and related sectors account for about 12% of Ukraine's gross domestic product. At the end of April, U.S. President Joe Biden formally asked Congress for $33 billion in additional aid to Ukraine, of which more than $20 billion will go to military assistance to support Kyiv's fight against the Russian invasion, launched last February 24th. Canelo Alvarez has confirmed his third fight against Golovkin. It's time to finish what we started. The fight, with a balance in favor of the Mexican boxer, is scheduled for the month of September, with the venue to be confirmed. I am very happy to bring you the best fights, and this will be no exception. It's time to finish what we started and defend our titles. Hashtag Canelo Triple G3. This September 17, venue to be confirmed. This is what Canelo wrote on Instagram along with the promotional image. Alvarez, who recently suffered the second defeat of his entire professional career, had already confirmed that during 2022, he would fight against the Asian athlete, but without revealing when. Videos of the terrifying whirlwind arrived from Texas of a huge tornado that touched down near the city of Morton, and that has been defined as monstrous by some storm chasers. A monstrous-sized tornado has ripped through North Texas, USA, ripping through the state and leaving damage and devastation in its wake. Some videos of a large whirlwind near the town of Morton are circulating on social media. Local weather agencies urge residents to keep an eye on the situation. A storm chaser in Texas captured the tornado on video, describing it as an absolute monster. Local authorities are urging residents to stay inside sturdy buildings and away from windows. According to the local media reports, there are no victims. However, There are reports of damage and hundreds of homes have lost power. Local weather agencies had issued a warning for adverse weather conditions with very strong winds of up to 122 kilometers per hour. Tornado damage has also been reported in South Carolina. The Department of Aging, which is a department in charge of matters related to the elderly in the city of Los Angeles, once again joins forces with Everytable, a company whose mission is to prepare and deliver free, fresh, and nutritious food for people over 60 years of age. The program benefits residents of the city of Los Angeles, and immigration status does not matter. The food company will be in charge of packing a box with 14 plates of food and delivering them to your home. Shipment will arrive within 1 to 2 weeks after registration. To find a food bank near you, the CalFresh food program is available to California residents. Undocumented immigrants can also apply for this help if they are parents of U.S. citizen children or if someone in their family is a legal resident. Washington's Governor Jay Inslee was quick to react to the massacre at the Texas elementary school with a tweet mentioning arms control measures taken by this Democratic state government. He finished it off with, "Congress, it's your turn." But gun control measures probably won't advance a millimeter in Congress, and they're getting thinner in the states. Aside from the Democratic control entities, most have taken no action in recent years or have taken action to expand possession and carrying rights. I am in a position where I can do something, propose a bill, but knowing almost certainly that it's not going to go anywhere is a helpless feeling, said Greg Leding, a Democratic senator in the Kansas legislature, controlled by Republicans. He has unsuccessfully proposed measures that would allow weapons to be taken away from those determined to pose a danger to themselves or others. After Tuesday's massacre at Robb Elementary School in Uvalde, Texas, in which 19 students and 2 teachers were killed, Democratic governors and lawmakers from across the country issued impassioned pleas for Congress and their own legislatures to pass restrictions. For their part, Republicans promote measures to address mental health and strengthen security in the schools with more guards. Texas Governor Greg Abbott frequently speaks about youth mental health disorders, saying restrictive laws in states like New York and California are ineffective. In Tennessee, Republican Rep. Jeremy Faison tweeted that the state should post security officers in all of our schools, but did not promise to introduce a bill during the next legislative session, saying only that evil exists and we must protect the innocent. Former U.S. President Donald Trump will be required to answer questions under oath in a civil investigation of his business practices by New York State, a state appeals court ruled Thursday. A 4-judge panel of the Appellate Division upheld Manhattan Judge Arthur Engora's decision on February 17th, upholding subpoenas for Trump and his 2 eldest sons to testify in the probe of State Attorney General Letitia James. The 4-judge panel of the Appellate Division upheld Manhattan Judge Arthur Engora's decision on February 17, upholding subpoenas for Trump and his 2 eldest sons to testify in the probe of the State Attorney General Letitia James. Trump had appealed to overturn the ruling. Their lawyers argued that ordering the Trumps to testify violated their constitutional rights against self-incrimination, because their responses could be used in a parallel criminal investigation. The existence of the criminal investigation does not preclude the discovery of related evidence in which a party may exercise the privilege against self-incrimination. Messages seeking comment were sent to the attorneys for the Trumps and James' office. The Trumps could still appeal the ruling to the state's highest court, the Court of Appeals. USA faces a baby milk shortage crisis. It is devastating to see the desperation of parents that the pandemic and the closure of producers of baby food have caused. The USA faced a baby formula crisis that was caused by COVID and was aggravated by withdrawing the contaminated product from the country's main factory after several cases of bacterial poisoning. Months later, the national problem still persists for millions of American parents. President Joe Biden last week invoked the Defense Production Act to increase domestic production of baby formula, after the largest manufacturer, Abbott Nutrition, was forced to close its stores in February. The company will finally reopen its Michigan plants after reaching an agreement with the government to resume its activity, although despite the reopening, the pharmaceutical company will need between 6 and 8 weeks to restore new baby formula to store shelves and supermarkets. In response to growing social pressure, the Food and Drug Administration met with manufacturers of infant formula to request that they increase their production, also urging merchants to impose limits on sale prices. Parents are not able to feed their children the formula milk they need, essential for their growth and healthy development, especially during the first months of life. Faced with the frustration of not having the necessary product, many parents have been forced to ration milk for their babies or dilute the formula, a decision that could have serious consequences for the health of the little ones. Mothers without health insurance, low wages, and long working hours who cannot breastfeed their children are being the most affected by the current problem. It is hopeful to see how the community tries to help itself by providing milk to others if they do not have it, and offering information on how to find it. Faced with the shortage, desperate parents have resorted to buying online, paying exorbitant amounts. The large distribution companies in the country have also limited their sales per person, although at a much higher price than usual. Social problems that has been transferred to the political field with strong criticism from the opposition to the Biden administration. The Democratic president was forced to urgently authorize the Department of Defense to use military and commercial aircraft to deal with the shortage of the product and be able to transport it from abroad, complying with international standards. Thus, this Sunday, it arrived in Indianapolis, the first shipment of 35 tons of formula milk from Germany and Switzerland. Preparations to launch a second shipment in the coming days have already begun, with another 114 pallets of the special baby formula. The billionaire businessman Elon Musk has promised to pay more than a half of the $44 billion that he offered for Twitter with his own funds, at the same time that he is negotiating the participation of his founder, Jack Dorsey, according to a document that was delivered this Wednesday to the U.S. stock market regulator. Initially, the founder of SpaceX and Tesla mentioned that he would give $21 million of the offer from his own funds. But yesterday, he notified the Securities Market Commission that he would raise that figure to $33,500. Thus, the businessman intends to reduce the part of the financing that comes from loans, as well as eliminate those that are linked to the capital of Tesla, his electric car company, from which a large part of his fortune comes. Also, Musk points out that he is negotiating with the important shareholders of Twitter, including Dorsey, the possibility that they exchange their securities before the operation is completed, in which he plans to take the company out of the stock market. On the same day, the media reported that Dorsey withdrew from Twitter's board of directors, coinciding with the firm's shareholders meeting, as planned when he announced that he would no longer be CEO in November of last year. Fewer Americans filed for jobless aid last week. leaving the number near the lowest level in 5 decades. Claims fell by 8,000 to 210,000 in the week ending May 21st, the Labor Department said on Thursday. Applications are generally representative of layoffs. The 4-week average number of applications, which removes some of the weekly volatility, was up slightly compared to the previous week to 206,750. The total number of the people in the United States receiving jobless aid for the week ending May 14 also rose slightly to 1,346,000. Last week, that total was 1,315,000, the lowest in more than 5 decades. Workers are enjoying historically strong job security 2 years after the coronavirus pandemic plunged the economy into a brief but devastating recession. Weekly jobless claims have been consistently below pre-pandemic levels of 225,000 for most of 2022. Even as a broader economy contracted in the first quarter and fears of inflation persist. This month, the government reported that U.S. employers added 428,000 jobs in April, leaving the jobless rate at 3.6%, just above the lowest level in half a century. Hiring gains have been consistent in the face of the worst inflation in 4 decades. Companies have added at least 400,000 jobs for 12 months in a row. Inflation may be the only thing hotter than the U.S. labor market. This month, the government reported that U.S. producer prices rose 11% in April from a year earlier, an indication that inflation will continue to weigh on consumers and businesses in the coming months. Benefits of Gynoderma. It improves the immune system, increases the body's energy and vigor, improves blood circulation, helps deep sleep, improves the body's healing capacity, increases resistance, rejuvenates, enriches the body's oxygen, helps natural detoxification, renews the state of mental alertness, cleanses the skin's properties. It also nourishes, supports, and improves the immune system. It relieves anxiety, improves memory and brain function, reduces high blood pressure, improves circulation, helps prevent cancer. It has an anti-tumor effect, fights herpes, hepatitis, and cold. It acts as an antifungal. It relieves nausea, protects the heart, kidneys, liver, and lungs. It improves mood, gives energy and vitality. It helps reduce cellular aging, keeping you young for longer. Carla Marquez is originally from Jalisco, Mexico, 7th daughter of 9 children of Luis Pelayo and Rosalia Pelayo. She has always been an enterprising woman, a lover of entertainment and of the cameras. She came from a family of musicians. Her mother was a singer of the mariachi Gallos de Jalisco, which was created by all of her mother's brothers, who are now Brothers Pelayo in Mexico City. She worked as a catwalk and magazine model since she was 15 years old. Although her dream was always to be a singer, she was given the opportunity to record 2 albums in 2000 with Bonilla Records. From there, she was presented with the opportunity to participate in beauty pageants in that entonces Miss Mexico, Miss Jalisco, Miss Cultural, Miss Photogenic, and Miss Chamber of Commerce, in which she always came in first, second, or third place. She got married. She was a housewife for 7 years. She had 2 daughters, Destiny and April Marquez, with Francisco Marquez, her current husband. After becoming a mother, she wanted to start a business again. She decided to become CEO of Dalux Boutique. It is an online boutique. Her slogan is, "It's not about what you wear, it's about who wears it." After 3 years in the business, she knew she could do even more to not only grow with her boutique, but in the same way to support other women who did not know how to start advertising their small businesses. It was here that she began to create social events, exclusively for small businesses. It was here where the idea of True Colors Multicultural Event was born, where she brought 50 to 100 businesses together in one night, with the purpose of this event not only to help all the businesses grow, but also that together they had a common cause to help the community. True Colors is defined by uniting cultures, races, regardless of where you are from, color, or gender. Everyone is welcome, and they all collaborate to support with scholarships for education or help people with special needs. Her passion is born here, and she continues helping and supporting people who at the moment could not find a source of income. She also decided to become a market partner of Monat, a company that offers all kinds of vegan products for skin, hair, and well-being. And it has been here where she has been able to help over 700 women across the United States to create their own businesses. 6 million Southern Californians will face never-before-seen water restrictions next month. On Tuesday, the Los Angeles Department of Water and Power unveiled its game plan to achieve the required cuts. Nearly 4 million people will be limited to watering their lawns twice a week for 8 minutes. Las Vírgenes Municipal Water District may limit outdoor watering to just once a week. Before the new regulations were adopted on Tuesday, about half of California's population was under water restrictions implemented by local agencies, according to the governor's office. With the latest statewide mandates, every urban area throughout the state will be covered by a local plan for reducing water use. In other words, if you haven't felt any cuts yet, you will soon. And thank you for being with us in Concepto Breaking News. This was Miss Lala. Have a great day.